Hello everyone, this is my review of set 75435, Battle of Felicia, Separatist MTT. This set is 976 pieces, and it retails for a whopping $160 in the United States. And while that price may be a little bit high, in today's review, we're going to find out whether it's worth it. We have 12 minifigures. I say that because we have only 2 actual minifigures, that being Ayla Secura and Commander Bly. The rest we have 6 battle droids, 3 controversial commando droids, and 1 pilot battle droid. So we have 10 battle droids, and although this is a battle droid set, so that does make sense to have more battle droids than clones. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, I wish that they had included 1 or 2 more 327th clones to go against with Bly, but I guess giving us Ayla Secura and Commander Bly, I guess we can't offer more than that unless they're paying, you know, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up and see what she has to offer. When we open up the set, we will see we are greeted with, actually in here, we have, well, it's 8. I just gotta find it there. Oh well. And over here we have this little paper packaging here, and inside we have our thick-ish instruction manual right there. And then we have our little sticker sheet right there. So without further ado, let's take a look at these pretty okay minifigs. Our first minifigure is Ayla Secura, and she looks pretty good. Looking at her leg print, we can see some nice detail there. We can see a little, we can see a little comm link on the bottom section there. We can see a little printing up there, and we can see she has just a plain brown arm over there and nothing on this side. A good back print here, and we have this Twilight piece that's been using for a good many years. And the printing, you can see a little spot where the printing didn't get it, like right up there. But overall, I think it's pretty good for what they're doing. And we can see she has a nice calm expression on this side and an angry expression on this side. And overall, for an Ayla Secura, I don't think we can really expect much more. I think we really have hit peak with Ayla Secura. Our next minifigure is Commander Bly, and, well, let's just start with the good. The good, we have this new clone pauldron piece up here, and this is pretty cool. It's molded for the first time since 2008, actually. And we have some printing up there for, like, the tan on his helmet. And, yeah, I think it's good. And it has a little indentation at the top so that the minifigure's arm can still move. It has a little bit less range of motion, but it still has as good as you would need for... it still has a pretty wide range of motion, so I'm not really mad there. It has this traditional clone blaster that they've been using for a while. That looks pretty nice. We have some nice detail on the legs there with some yellow and, like, some things on those shoulder pads. Knee pads, I guess. And... one of the worst things on this figure, though, is the waist cape. On the front, it looks pretty good. I take that back. Look at that. We can see just all around, it's just plain white. I would really just like side leg printing. That would have been great. I don't know why they don't do side leg printing for clone troopers like this. If they did, that would be great. 'Cause even if we didn't have it at the back, side leg printing would just elevate it, and that would just make it better. Realistically, we should just have cloth cameras again. I don't know why they just took them away, because Wanda Maximoff and Marvel gets cloth cameras, but when we want them in Clone Troopers, nah. But, yeah. And then, anyway, looking at the torso print, we have some pretty good detail, although we have those 2 ammo pouches up there, and I'm pretty sure there should be 3, so I don't know what they did here. And I know what you're thinking. They just took over the torso from the 327th Trooper. No, they didn't. This is a completely different torso. I don't have that set, or I would show you to compare, but I'll have to take my word for this. But they designed this torso, and they just designed it trashy. He is an exclusive torso that's just horrible. I don't know why they didn't fix some other stuff on this figure. Like, yeah, it's just bad. On the back, though, we can see that he actually just have traditional printing. He has little yellow and wear marks on there that traditional ones don't have, though. And the helmet, we have the visor here that was introduced in the File Fresh Battle Pack of 2022. We can lift that up to see his visor, and I think his helmet looks pretty good, although where these are gray, that's supposed to be yellow, so I guess they just did that because all troopers these days have gray right there, so I guess that's something. And underneath, we just have traditional clone head. So overall, I'm pretty disappointed with Commander Bly, but I guess at least we got him. I guess that's something, but at what cost? Our next character is one of 10 droids, which that's probably one of the most droids I've ever had in a set. It's not the most, that's definitely 2007 MTT. But anyway, we have the Commando Droid, and there are actually 3 in this set. And the thing that is most jarring to people is its gunmetal gray. People are used to the brown look because that's what we got back in 2013 or 2012. I'm pretty sure it's 12. And yeah, I think that it looks better with brown, but I can see why they did it this way, because in the Battlefront games, it's actually closer to gunmetal gray, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I think that's definitely why they did it, but other than the color, it is still pretty good. We have this fantastic mold that was used back then, so nice printing up there, like it kind of looks like a little metal mustache. I know that's not supposed to be it, but kind of does. And we have some nice printing. I don't know if you can see that under there. We have a little red dot up there and some more brown dots up there and little lines on there. And we actually have the Super Battle Droid legs, so I've always thought that was funny how they use that for this, but it does work for them, so it looks pretty good. Here we have a pilot battle droid, and we have actually seen this before in the 2024 May 4th GWP. We got 2 of these, and we have not seen it since, so it has been like a year and a half since they've been available. And with the thing with that GWP was you actually had to spend $160 to get that set for this, and now you still have to spend $160 to get the set with this droid, so I find that a little ironic there. But looking at him, he has just traditional battle droid parts other than the blue torso. It's just the battle droid torso in blue and a little tan printing there. The tan does not match the tan of the bricks though, so that's a little sad. We do have a little circle there. I guess that's like, say, a rank or something. And just traditional blaster. Overall, nothing too special, but I guess it's cool that he's here. Overall, all these figures do a good job of rounding out the set, and I think it's good that we get a majority of battle droids in this set. And I know what you're thinking, there's only 2 here. Well, there's actually 2 more commando droids in the set, and there's actually 6 regular battle droids that are actually already in the MTT, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. And I'm glad that we only have 2 Republic people in a separatist set, although I would have liked to see 1 or 2 more 327 clones, as I said, so I feel like that may have rounded out Commander Bly's people, but oh well. I guess there is a $45 battle pack you can buy, but yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at this pretty cool MTT. And here we have the Separatist Battle of Felicia MTT. I did not think LEGO would ever make one of these, because we have been asking for a Separatist MTT for quite some time, because we have had 4 MTTs, including this one, 2001 or 2000, I'm pretty sure it's 2000, and that was a complete flop. 2007 is probably the best MTT we have and will ever see, and then 2014, that was just trash, and I don't know why they thought that was good, but oh well. Looking at this, we can see it's totally unique, because all those were pretty much just brown, except the 2001 that had a bunch of other colors in it, but we're not talking about that. But this, we have more complex, more, and we can see a bunch more details here that were not in the other one, because of course it was a different one, so it is a little unfair to compare them to, but they are all MTTs. And it is also notable that this is the smallest MTT to date, but it is, in my opinion, the most accurate. It is actually, it may be small, but it packs quite a punch. Let's look at it. Starting with the external details, we can see over here we have these ball turrets up here, and they are quite stubby for what they're supposed to be. My recommendation is to grab one of these extra pieces, a light gray lightsaber and this rod here, and I would just recommend just putting them on the end. I think that just makes it look better, and I'm not going to do that because I like my LEGO sets to be as they come, but I think if you want a more accurate one, that's probably what you should do, or you could replace these with a gray staff element if you have those. But looking at the rest of it, we can see a sticker here that does not match the gray there. It's the Separatist logo. It's needed, but I wish it was transparent. I don't know why LEGO does gray for that. I think it would probably look better if it was transparent, and it might save the money. I don't know. I'm not sure if it would, or if clear pieces are more expensive than they probably are. That's why they don't do it. But anyway, we can see this little diagonal going all the way up. These are little flaps that will access inside the MTT, but we'll take a look at that in a second. And we can see just all around some nice, good dark blue sloping on this side. And just looking at the back, we have some hinges. But again, we're going to take a look at the interior in a second. We have some little detail down here. I wish there was some detail over here, like maybe like a little hatch, because in the Clone Wars, this is like an access into the back instead of just having to lift this up to get into it. But yeah, and all the details that were on the other side, just on this side, just flipped. And looking at it straight on, we can see this beautiful printed dome. It is quite beautiful, and it's pretty much accurate except for those 4 studs in the middle, which have these lines, but because of the studs, they couldn't do that, so we'll give them a pass on that. We have this little piece on here, but I don't know why they didn't just do a 2x6, because that piece, it serves no function in it anyway. You could really just get a gray 2x6, swap it out, and it would look pretty much the same. There may be like, it may be there for like, I don't know, design, and maybe just to look cool, but it just looks a little jarring to me, like the spikes, I just don't like it. You might like it, but I just don't. But looking up, we have some stud shooters here, and you know how those work. You just push that down, and, well, they usually fire off. Hold on. There we go. I'll have to go find that later. But anyway, we can see head on, we have this nice sticker here. Well, I say nice. It's as good as a sticker can be, but it should have been printed for these droid eyes, and that is accurate because the MTT is basically a droid. And we can see some more design up here. I like all the angles that they have on this, and we can see when you build it, you'll be able to see there's some nice design that went into giving this angle right here, and it looks pretty sick. Over here we have this that'll allow us to deploy our troops, and we will take a look at that in just a minute. And just looking around, we can see just a beautiful work all around. The designers really did knock it out of the park with this set. I am really blown away with how good this really is, and yeah, I think this really, it's definitely my favorite MTT they've produced. It may not be the biggest, but I think it's pretty good. Looking at the top of the MTT, we can see this piece up here with the eyes, and you can actually just take this and pull this off, and it will reveal your access to the cockpit. And of course, there isn't much room right there, so you can actually pull these panels out to give you more room. And what we can do is, you can see those studs back there. We can take our pilot battle droid, we can place his blaster right there, and we can set him down right here so he can pilot the battle droid. I wish he would have been able to sit up like this, but whenever you do that, this does not fit, so he just falls down. So what you end up having to do is lay him down like this, but you can still put his head up, but it's like he's just like lounging in a little recliner chair. That's a little funny. Over here we can see, if I remove this blaster, we can see some of the design elements that I was talking about, some of the angles that we had to use to get that angle on the outside, and it really does look pretty good, I gotta admit. Turning it around this way, we can see we have a little sticker right there to show his little driving like vision, so he can see out from the front of the MTT. I'm guessing he'd probably be looking through these eyes. But yeah, I think it's not a big cockpit, but it doesn't need to seat a minifigure, so I think for what it is, it works, and it may be a little cramped, but I think it's pretty good. Looking at the other side panels of the MTT, we can see this front panel. We can lift this up like so, but this is really just more for display, because we can see inside to our battle droids there for the troop display, and I'm gonna save that function to the last, because, you know, save the best for last. And this just gives you access to the inside. The panel is just really there for looks. This panel, however, you can actually use it to get access to the back of it, and there's nothing really in the back, except we do have a weapons rack for our battle droids at front, and that's pretty cool. And I'm just going to go ahead and close this, and we can have all these panels up, and we can also open this, and yet it'll give us quite the look inside. And we can also see this is how the MTT rolls across the surface. I'm going to, in a minute after I talk about this, I'm going to close these up and show you that. But at the back, we can see some of the mechanisms for how the troop carrier works. And we also have a stab back here, which if you wanted to, you can take a commando droid, or even one of your battle droids if you wanted. But the set recommends a commando droid, so I guess I shall too. And you can take him. It's a little difficult to put him on, well, especially with one hand, but, well, I don't know. There we go. We can put him on like so, and he can fly around and attack Commander Blind and Ayla Secura. Looking at the rest of it, again, there's just really nothing there. A little couple lights and more weapon storage over here. I wish they would have given us like a brick-built weapon rack, but at the same time, I guess this is using your resources, because they just put the blasters into the studs. I wish what they'd done is, because of how this is, they could have just done some clips right there and then have the blasters clip in, because if you see these pieces right here, they bow out. So this is how low it is. They could have had clip pieces go that way, or even that way, and had the blasters clip into that. I don't know why they didn't do that, because that would have been much easier to put on and take off, but it is what it is. Oh well. Anyway, we can just close this up all real nice. And as I showed you, the MTT, it rolls pretty smoothly, has a little bit of friction, so it won't roll forever, but it can roll pretty good distance with you pushing it, of course. And one thing to note is the stap. It fits in between those little two things, but if you have a droid or a commando droid on it, you'd have to fit it in like that, and you just put them in like that. So that's one thing to do, but if you don't want a battle droid or a commando droid on it, then hold on. If we just take our commando droid off it, we will see in between those, it goes between the megaphone and the like T-slub right there. It just slides right in there, and then we can close this bad boy up like so. I think the only thing left to show you is the troop deploying function, and let's just jump right into it. On older models, we've had this little knob that's down here, so you would twist that and it would bring your droids out, but I think it is up here because it's just a better accurate model. Well, I'm not sure about accurate, but it definitely looks better. It's more hidden, and instead of having that down here, we have a little bit more detail down here, and that looks better. So what you do is you just turn this knob counterclockwise, and as you'll see as I slowly do it here, those pieces, they come out, and we will release our battle droids. And I think it is cool how it just deploys it into battle. Another thing to note is as you can see, there are 4 droids right here and 4 on the other side. The set, it only comes with 3 on each side. I actually added that battle droid at the back and that little brick there. And I think the reason they did that is because they didn't think it would fit, but realistically they did it because it's more droids, it's going to cost more money, so they're not doing it. But I think if you already have battle droids and those little circle pieces right there, I think it is pretty cool to add to your army. It will add to your MTT, I mean. And I think it just looks great. I love how we have 8 droids there, and as you'll see, we can... And another thing before I do that is, in the past models, you've had to, like, this would come up, and then you'd have to, like, push it down, and that bottom part, you'd have to pull up. That is not the case with this model. Whenever you bring this piece in, there is a little chain piece right there, as you can see right there. That little chain right there, it retracts both this, it retracts the bottom part, and the top part, it is on a little piece right there, so it'll always just fall down. You don't have to worry about that piece. But the bottom piece, that chain, it makes it come back, so I think that is pretty cool. And let's just do that one more time here. You can see it slowly coming out, and it just bringing it out, and then it's slowly coming down and deploying the droids into battle. This has to be my favorite play feature on a LEGO set of all time. I am not exaggerating how fun this is to do. I've done this at least like 10 times already since I built this thing. It is pretty sick to have, and this is one of the reasons I've always wanted an MTT, is just that function. I've always watched Phantom Menace and thought it was so cool, and now I am blown away how cool and clean this feature is, and I think it is not overrated to say that this is probably one of the best features of the year. Of all time, even. But, yeah, it's so accurate and so clean and smooth that it's just amazing to me. Now, I'm going to wrap this up so we can wrap this overview up. Overall, the set, these 2 minifigures with Bly and all his inaccuracies, the gunmetal gray commando droids, the Ayla Secura looking like that. I think it just... I like the set. The set, all the separatist stuff is so good. It's just sad how bad the Republic stuff is. I can't recommend this set at $160, but if you get this set down to like $120, $130, I think you'll be pretty happy with it. And yeah, I think that $160, obviously, that's way too much. Although it's not as overpriced as that Republic Juggernaut. That is atrocious for its price even. But unlike the Republic Juggernaut, this is actually a good build, good value, and, well, decent minifigs. Decent, maybe a little stretch, but good play features and just good everything about it. I think that this set, it looks amazing. It's even just a good display piece, like just popping this in. We can just see, because the stud shooter is really the only thing that takes it away. And yeah, I think that this set, it really is that good of a set. It really is definitely my favorite set of the year. Well, other than the UCS Jango Fett Starship right here. But it's definitely my favorite playset, and I think $160, no. you get it cheaper, you will be amazed and happy with this model. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you all next time.